Hi, so today we're going to be teaching you about the solar system by Ananya and Anan. Next slide. So there are 8 planets in the solar system. You can remember them by this line, the sentence, which is called "My very enthusiastic mother just served us noodles." And the first planet is Mercury. The second one is Venus. The third one is Mars, Earth, where we live on. The fourth one is Mars, and then this one is Jupiter because it's just. And then this one's Saturn, and this one is Uranus and Neptune. And then at the bottom also says Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. But Sun is a type of star, which we'll be learning later.
Types of planets. The first 4 are the terrestrial planets, and the rest 4 are the gas giants. But Uranus and Neptune are also called ice giants. So here in this picture, we can see the terrestrial planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. So Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars are the terrestrial planets, and Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are the gas giants.
Characteristics, Mercury. Mercury might seem like the hottest planet, but it isn't. Because you might think it's the hottest planet because it's the closest planet to the sun. It doesn't have any clouds. Clouds basically suck in the sunlight, but doesn't have any clouds, so basically doesn't take in the clouds. That's why it seems so, is because clouds absorb sunlight. Mercury has 0 moons. Next slide.
See a Mercury picture.
Yeah.
So characteristics for Venus. Venus is the hottest planet. It has clouds that absorb heat from the sun. That's why it's good to come number 2. Venus has 0 moons. So we have about 1 moon, and Venus has no moons.
Characteristics. Earth, our planet Earth. This is where we live. Earth has 1 moon. It's kind of funny because all moons have a name, so I guess our moon is just moon, I guess. So here's the main gases on Earth. Nitrogen is 78%, so that's the main gas on whole Earth. You might think it's oxygen, but oxygen is 21%. Argon, I think, is 0.93%. Carbon dioxide, 0.04%. Next slide.
Characteristics Mars. Mars, a small reddish planet which is 4th in order from the sun. Scientists have believed that once Mars had water and oxygen. Some people are saying that in 1 billion years, then the Earth will burst and they will take the world to Mars and they will live there, but we don't know for sure. Phobos and Deimos are the 2 moons of Mars. So these are the moons. They look really crazy because we know that our moon doesn't have bumps like this, and it's not round and in this shape. So it's kind of funny because our moon is like a circle, and that's perfect.
Characteristics of Jupiter. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system, a gas giant, which is fifth in order from the sun and one of the brightest objects in the night sky. It is the largest planet. It's the size of a quarter, about the size of the Earth. So now you can see that Jupiter's a gigantic planet. Some scientists say that Jupiter has about 0.72 moons. That's a lot. Did you know Jupiter has rings? The rings of Jupiter are super, they're not made of the materials that Saturn's rings are made of, because Saturn's rings, they have lots of dust on them, but they have dust on them and stuff that make them stand out. But with Jupiter, they have rings, but they don't have stuff that makes it stand out. And here you can see is a little diagram of Jupiter, its core, and most of it is made out of gas. So mainly I think you'll fall into it. but I'm not so sure. If you went on Jupiter, I think you'll just fall onto Jupiter since it has no atmosphere.
Okay, let's go. Okay. The characteristic Saturn, the sixth planet from the sun in the solar system, circled by a system of broad, flat rings. Saturn has 62 moons. It has a diameter of 74,600. So 62 moons is like, what in the world? But Jupiter does have more moons than Saturn. And it's kind of weird to see that our planet is like perfect and everything. The moon is like circled, there's one moon. But all these planets have like 62 moons, 72 moons, 73 moons, and things like that. So yeah, let's go to the next.
Also, like that means that they have more gravitational force, like gravitational pull, because it depends. If the planet has lots of gravitational pull, then they'll pull like objects together. So moons basically means it's somewhere that the planet is able to like uses gravitational force to pull it. The Earth's gravitational pull is not so much because it only has one moon, and Venus and Mercury's gravitational pull is not good. It's not so good because it doesn't have any moons. But the sun's gravitational pull is very large because it's using all the planets. But there's like 8 planets, so like the gravitational pull is pulling like all the planets. So the sun is really characteristics. A distant planet of the solar system, seventh in order from the sun. Scientists from the sun, discovered by William Herschel in 1781. Uranus has 27 moons. So basically, it's kind of funny because Jupiter has 72, and then you just flip that as 27 moons. Next slide.
Characteristics Neptune. Neptune, a distant planet of the solar system. Eighth in order from the sun. Discovered in 1846. It has 14 moons. That's actually really crazy because, Neptune is like, eighth in order from the sun, and like it's really like cool. A lot of people have their favorite planet as a Neptune because it's really blue and it's like it has 14 moons, and they really like Neptune because it has white and blue and eighth in order from the sun. It has a pattern, if you guys don't know. If you see that eighth, 1846, and 14 moons, you can see that each one has one number in it. So 8, they have 8 and 1, 8, 4, 6, and they have 4 and 14, and 4 and 1846, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. So that basically means that 4 is in that place.
Okay, the sun. How the sun formed. The sun and the rest of the solar system formed by a gigantic rotating cloud of gas and dust called a solar nebula. About 4.5 billion years ago, as the nebula collapsed because of its overwhelming gravity, it spun faster and flattened into a disk. Then it bursted. A round planet was formed, and another one. 99% of it formed, and the remaining formed the other planets. So, like, that's how big the sun is. And only 1% form the other planets. And also, here's another fun fact. So the sun basically has gas and all those other things inside it. So that's what makes the other big planets. Next.
Here are the 3 main layers of the sun. So the first one is photosphere. The second one is the chromosphere. The third one is the corona. So it's kind of funny because coronavirus and corona.
Pretty funny.
Really funny. And if you see like atmosphere, photosphere, chromosphere, so these all mean sphere means like so even if you can see atmosphere over here, photosphere, chromosphere, they all have sphere on the bottom. So that basically means like a place, and you can't just go like your chromosphere, your photosphere, your atmosphere. Like it's like a place. So this atmosphere has a nice, if the volcano's atmosphere, it's like that. So
Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this video about the solar system. Bye.
Yay.